Good afternoon, Easton. I'm Carrie Rapullo, and this is the Shoveltown Scoop. Today is Friday, March 18th, 2016. At the last Board of Selectmen meeting, Dan Smith introduced the energy strategy of the Community Choice Aggregation from the Colonial Power Group. The Board of Selectmen are debating on adding a warrant article to the upcoming town meeting to have the voters of Easton decide on adding this aggregation. One of the benefits is long-term fixed rates and greener power supply options. Over $200,000 has already been saved to the town to date. Let's take a look at the potential partnership with Colonial Power and their presentation to the board and the public.
You were going to kick this off.
Yeah, so really excited about tonight's presentation. The town has an energy strategy that's been deployed over a number of years, including the solar field that's saving us about $200,000 a year in utility spend, the public-private partnership that we have right now with Ameresco, where we're updating many of our existing facilities. And this really brings it full circle, and it brings it to the residents and some businesses within town where they'll be able to, or the Board of Selectmen, we're going to ask that we consider adding a warrant article to this year's town meeting to give residents the opportunity to save a substantial amount of
choice. Now consumers have choices. They don't have to just go with the basic service. They can choose something else through the aggregation. Stability. We just showed a chart. You'd see electric rates from one period of time in a year to another period of time hopping up and down. Last year, electric rates were as high as 16 cents per kilowatt hour in the National Grid territory. This year, they've dropped down to 13 cents, as you'll see in a chart that's coming up. Then they'll drop down some more, then they'll shoot back up. It's basically because the utilities go out to bid twice a year. So it goes up and down, up and down. And what aggregation can provide is stability of price. The other is savings. By going out into the market at any time during the year, you look for the best time during the year to actually go out and get a price. You can produce savings for the resident.
At the same meeting, the Chief of Police, Gary Sullivan, presented yet again his fiscal year 2017 needs and discussed his request for the override budget. One important addition he would like to make is adding 3 police officers to his department, thus bringing the total to 38 police officers. Easton has the lowest number of officers across the towns, with an average of 1.7 police officers per 1,000 people. The chief did a comparison to 11 other communities, where the average is 1.9 officers per 1,000 people. The 3 new officers would include 1 detective to handle investigations. Currently, Easton has only 3 detectives compared to other towns who on the average have 5. He then went on to ask for 1 contractual house police officer for a day shift. His or her duties would include a safety training, firearms licensing, prisoner transports, and lobby complaints. And lastly, he would like to reinstate what he calls the impact shift. This officer would work from 6 p.m. until 2 a.m., and this is the busiest shift and the most important to reinstate. With the current headcount of the Easton Police Department, he simply cannot allocate any more officers to handle the shift. The chief feels that by adding these officers, it will result in a slight reduction in overtime costs across the department. He also explored trading in 72 handguns that are over 15 years old for purchasing 36 new firearms, 1 for every officer. They're looking for about $3,000 to purchase these and replace these firearms, and is considered a minimal cost in exchange for removing the aging firearms for new handguns for each officer. Also at the Board of Selectmen meeting, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Keogh made a presentation regarding the MSBA funds to improve Moreau Hall and segued into the reality that we have aging buildings in need of repair, and that down the road we may need to build 1 large elementary school to eventually house all of the pre-K through 2nd grade students. Let's take a look at that.
And one of the complicated issues is that these 3 buildings are all in need of changes, ADA compliance issues. Just the stairs alone, for example, at Moreau Hall, that's not ideal. Those stairs are not ideal. We have kids who attend, we want kids to stay in school with physical and other kinds of disabilities, but they need to be really accessible buildings. You need ramps, you need to meet ADA compliance. So if we tried to build Moreau Hall using the same materials today, we'd be turned down. We'd say, nope, does not meet the standard. So the fact that we have it is one thing, but they know that it needs to be upgraded. So all 3 of them do. And so the next decision really that the town will have to grapple with at some point is whether or not we try to go one building at a time and build a school, put in for another one, build that one, put in for another one, and knowing that everyone is in this queue, the town is eventually going to be forced with a decision, which is, do we try and rebuild all of these schools over the course of 15 to 20 years, or do we go with a bigger elementary school?
If you would like to see Chief Sullivan or Dr. Keogh's presentation along with the entire Board of Selectmen meeting, you can always go to our website, which is eastoncat.org. The Planning Department wants the public to know that they are recoding the bylaws to allow the town to better serve residents and the development community by clearly communicating the town's zoning requirements for each zoning district. They will be holding a public meeting March 30th at 6:30 at Town Hall in the Colleen Corona Boardroom, and that meeting will serve as an update to the recoding process and will highlight the changes being proposed. There will also be a public hearing on the full bylaw on April 11th at 6:30 p.m., again at Town Hall, and if you have any questions, you can always contact Gary Anderson. His email is listed here. All right, so if you're looking for something to do tonight, well, then look no further, because tonight at the Oliver Ames High School, the Easton Music Parents Organization presents the annual dessert show featuring the talents of the Oliver Ames High School Choir, their band, and orchestra, along with the Easton Middle School students' jazz bands and chamber orchestra. Tickets are available at the door, and kids under 5 are free. And also, you could head over to the Easton Country Club, where the Easton YMCA is ringing in the spring, starting at 7 p.m. There's going to be dinner and dancing and a night to honor Easton residents Doug and Claire King. Also, another event tonight is a screening of Flushed Away to be held at the Holy Cross Parish Center on Purchase Street. Kids can dress in their pajamas and bring a sleeping bag and pillow to enjoy this free event. For a small cost, you can purchase pizza and water. So the Easton Food Pantry would like to let the public know that they have moved the Easter distribution date from March 21st and the 22nd to Monday, March 28th due to the upcoming snow. If you have any questions, you can always call Ken at the phone number listed here. And then a reminder that on March 26th, the Rec Department is hosting their annual Easter egg hunt at the Town Hall. This is for children ages 2 through 8. It starts at 11 o'clock, and the cost is just $3 per child. A health promotion clinic for residents of Easton will be held on Thursday, March 24th from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Council on Aging. That's the Frothingham Hall on 15 Barrow Street. The clinic will provide a total cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar screenings. Due to the limited number of appointments available, they do ask that you call the Board of Health at 508-230-0620 to schedule the appointment. No walk-ins will be accepted. The clinic is free of charge and open to any resident 20 years of age or older. And save the date, April 2nd, for the annual Easton Shoveltown Cultural District Art Show and Wine Reception, held right here at ECAT, 50 Oliver Street. This wonderful event showcases and celebrates local artists and artisans with works of art on display from 4 o'clock to 7 p.m. And on April 23rd, Keep Easton Beautiful is hosting a trash pickup day. There will be 6 litter captains located in different parts of town on the morning of the cleanup. Volunteers will sign in with their captain, and they will pick up their high-visibility T-shirts and bags and cleanup assignments. As they fill the bags, they will leave them at the roadside, and the DPW will pick them up. After the cleaning is done, they are invited back to the sheep pasture for a volunteer thank you party and lunch, and to give us their bag counts. They will then tally the total bags and approximately ton of trash that they've picked up and report to the town, the DPW, and to Keep Massachusetts Beautiful. If you'd like to get involved in this event, you can find them on Facebook at Keep Easton Beautiful or online at beautifuleaston.weebly.com. And on April 5th, ECAT is hosting a Board of Selectmen debate, so that's still going to go on, and we're going to give you updated information as it becomes available. Also, we have some save the date information for you, what's coming up over the next couple months. We have quite a few things going on here in April. And then, of course, we've got some more stuff coming up in May. So you can always check out what's going on here by going to any of their websites. And lots of fun things coming up. Hopefully with spring around the corner, we've got some 5Ks going on in the town. It's always a big community event. And then finally, we're going to have the Oliver Ames girls basketball team take us out. This is their Tuesday night game against Watertown, held at the TD Bank North Garden. Congratulations to them on a wonderful, hardworking, and successful season. Good night.
Bounce pass underneath, back out front, the shot, bang, and she makes it from way downtown. Branford takes the shot, bang, and she makes it a three-pointer. She got it. Here's McCarthy, takes the shot, bang, and she makes it. Ball stolen, here's Calabero. Goes to the hoop, off the window, makes the basket.